Hello, my name is Rosemary. I'm here with your Earth sign readings. We're talking about your Taurus, we're talking about your Virgos, and your Capricorns today. Earth signs in your traditional zodiac, very sturdy, stable signs right now. Check your moon placements as well because your moons are also your shadow side, your emotional side, and is something you're kind of striving towards. If you have an Earth sign in your moon placement, you may be listening to your subconscious on this one. Um, and these cards, you'll see, these are very oracle cards. These are cards that were made or handcrafted. A lot of it done with the art that I have done over the last few years. So if you'd like a private reading as well, if you'd like to purchase this deck, please private message, and stay tuned and available for a lot of the other content coming out, which would be podcasts a little bit more on the spiritual talk, on the reality space, on the holographic or holodeck we're kind of in, the matrixing system. And stay tuned for any other placement signs that you would like. These cards are specifically designed so that they work with any deck, any level of beginner. You can do these through numerologies. There are numbers within these decks. You can do these in relation to your chakras, in relation to colors, in relation to elements, in relation to the actual healing frequencies, in relation to your zodiac signs and how the zodiac is related to numbers, colors. Again, everything basically is in relative position. So if you're learning, you can pick up a deck like this and it will help to even explain other things in your tarot deck as we go through the zodiac. Zodiac cards are often displayed in a tarot deck or synonymous with certain cards in the tarot deck. If you'd like what you see here, private readings are available. I do something without these cards called library readings, so give a shout. We are keeping these ones kind of short. These will just be little short ones, and we may actually just do card of the day for each placements on TikTok. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube. You can find, which is most likely will be uploaded to, and you can find me on Facebook as Maitri Art and Prints. And you can check out a lot of the gallery stuff because if you're interested in the art on these cards, some of them are up in the gallery. You can look at gallery is free. If you want to purchase your own print of that, they put it on different mediums and take care of that through ArtPal. All right, so first card we have is your sacral chakra. These are for your earth signs. We do have earth sign that is attributed to the sacral chakra. That would be Taurus, Taurus energy, even though sacral chakra energy is water. Taurus is often synonymous with this. Taurus is also related to the third eye, even the crown chakra, as even the ear, because certain stars in celestial space are attributed to even just the body parts as well. So with your sacral chakra, and this would be a past card, we're looking at this very sensual creativity, sexual energy. We're looking at bringing sacral feminine energy back into balance as the root chakra is masculine more. On that line, we're looking at the sacral energy as being feminine. So we've had this very orange energy, very opening. You can see there's a lot of actual fruits on it. Maybe you're balancing your sacral chakra. This is your creativity. This is especially for the earth signs coming in. We've gone through this past where we're balancing our rooting our own creativity. We are rooting in letting go instead of being in survival mode. We're rooting in this ability to even just again step into your own feminine energies, and feminine energies are not gender specific. They're energies, right? This is more this nurturing. This is more of what was planted. This is more of taking care of and comforting, and the unconditional love part that comes with this mother type energy. So this was something that was opened in the past, your sacral energy, your sacral chakra. And like I said, it's with certain placements, it is also attributed to Venus. There are, and if you check out the guidebook that comes with, is comprehensive with certain frequencies to help heal. You may want to listen to it online, chakras. So now we have Taurus upside down. So we, as Taurus energy, again, earth energy, Taurus being very heavy earth, it's the second zodiac, it's also second chakra, right? Sacral energy being activated. We see this inverse in the present where we're seeing this moment where we're not as rooted, more or less kind of our world will maybe be a little bit contracted in for Taurus energy. Maybe we're into this whole routine and then we're comfortable in it instead of allowing the sensuality to take us out of our comfort zone, right? Maybe we're introspecting, and I'm saying this because a lot of us may be introspecting. I feel that on the our own shadow self, right? So Taurus energy, we have this loyal, patient. We're almost seeing this impatientness. We're seeing this hardworking, but we're seeing more of this laid back. It's artistic. It is generous. So maybe we're watching more of our own abundance, right? We have emeralds in this as well. So maybe we're doing the best to stay grounded in a situation where it's raising the energy up. But by doing so, sometimes Taurus get into this like rut where we're in this contraction kind of phase. So, and I believe that's associated even Taurus with the Queen of Pentacles. So you're talking about this little bit of upside down, maybe like holding on to finance, maybe really kind of looking at where things are kind of been bled out before. And we are maybe shying away from a bit of the sensuality here, the sensual energy with Taurus energy. It could be that, again, and I'm feeling this for a lot of earth signs, that you're feeling this inner work, this inner reflection, this mirror type energy. And what's happening is we're looking in at ourselves and seeing how it is in relation to the outside world or how we have been with other people. Maybe the way that we articulate something wasn't as grounded, and therefore we are introspecting how we can better formulate to be stable, especially in the abundance, the open heart phase of this, so that abundance comes through with the stability in the 3D. Sometimes being unbalanced, we tend to maybe eat over excess, maybe overindulge in certain things to make us happy because we are looking for something outside of ourselves to make us happy, instead of realizing the introspect part comes with inside the happiness comes here no matter what situation you're in. So as a future suggestion, we have the Cancer, we have the water energy. We have Cancer, which is, again, the Queen of Cups energy, right? So we're talking about intuition. We're talking about emotional loyalty, homey, creative, going back into that creativity, right? We're talking about diving deep into our emotional layers. We're even talking about this imbalance, and we're talking about even somebody with cancer energy, watery energy, to help clear those waters, right? To help right side up what is unstable. There is a cleansing coming through, especially for a lot of the collective in general, but we're talking about the earth signs, about really cleaning house, cleaning the material. So again, this is offering us an introspect into our own emotional layer. And also, as I said, check your moon signs. So check with each zodiac to see what your moon signs ends up placing this. Cancer energy is also connected to the heart chakra. And if you're following the fire sign, I did open up that the heart chakra was in that reading as well. So your heart chakra is open. So again, connecting even to fire energy. Here's water energy through the sacral. Here's water energy through the Cancer. And you're talking about, again, it's a King of Cups energy, it's a High Priestess chariot. So that becomes King of Cups. And we're talking about this way of, okay, so how do you dive deep into the heart of your soul, right? With the water crab Cancer as your companion, because this is companion type energy. This is really diving deep. So there's a cleansing, and it's cleansing I see more in this material sense and in this contracted stage that a lot of Taurus, a lot of Capricorns and Virgos are going through, to really start opening up and clearing those karmic lines, clearing the karma between you and the other people, so that this sensual energy, this creative energy, your abundance energy, this feeling that we're not rooted at all, that we're just kind of blowing with the wind and we're not sure what is going on outside of ourselves, the little world we created, we can now expand out in this comfortability stage. And this Cancer energy, this clear energy, even this, you see these like pearls, this enlightenment, right, is coming through. It's coming to help, and sometimes it's not pretty, to clean off the dirt, especially if you got a little bit of a wound there, but it does clear the energy. It does make you breathe easier. So enjoy the expansiveness with this energy. And what we don't see coming underneath is we have this void coming out of the void. We have a new beginning. Zero still is zero in the in upside down, even in reverse. But this is the power of being all and one at the same time. This is the womb itself. So we are preparing the womb with these earth type zodiac signs for the next womb, for our next trip, for our next iteration, our next transformation, transmutation into our next step of this, the next step of a matrix system. So enjoy that creative new space and don't be afraid of the void. All right. Thank you, Earth signs.